So I have minute rice in this rice cooker. It's a microwave rice cooker from QVC. And I just put 1 cup of rice and 1 cup of water. And I brought it to a boil. Now I'm going to put the lid on. And it's got a vent thing here. But I'm going to leave that closed for a few minutes till the rice, it'll keep cooking. And we'll have our rice. And in this little 6-cup Aroma rice cooker, I've got half a pork steak cooking. I just put a tiny bit of oil, seasoned it with garlic powder, salt, and pepper, and it's cooking in my little rice cooker. And then in this, in this little container, I have just a little bit of broccoli and a little bit of water in the bottom. And I'll put the lid on. This is from QVC too. It's the Decor microwave cookers. Little cooker containers. You can freeze in them. You can microwave. You can store stuff in the refrigerator. It's got a little vent thing here. You want to open it, and then you can steam your vegetables in the microwave. Okay, back soon. This is a pretty big container. You can make a lot of rice in here, but I forgot to say, if you add 1 cup of regular rice to this, you're going to have to add 2 cups of water. So it's 1 to 2. 1 cup of rice, 2 cups of water. But I am using the minute rice, so I put 1 to 1. So the pork steak's cooking pretty good. Shouldn't take too long. After 5 minutes in the microwave, it's still, I like it softer than what it is. A lot of people like it like this. It's a little tender, but, you know, not mushy. But so I'm going to leave it sit in this container for another few minutes, see how that goes. Now, if you're going to cook in these with boiling water, like pastas or things, potatoes that take a lot of water, you have to leave the lid off. Same thing for the rice cooker. You have to leave the lid off if you're using a lot, water to boil. So I took it out after 3 minutes, put the lid on it for at least 5 to 8 minutes, and it still was a little hard, this minute rice, which was shocking. So I put a little bit of water, more water, and put it back in the microwave without the lid for 3 or 4 more minutes. And now I took it out, I put the lid on, and let it sit there for a few minutes, see if it softens up. I like soft rice. And the pork steak is cooking away in the little rice cooker. So I left the broccoli sit in here about 5 minutes with the lid on after I took it out, because it's a little too hard for me. And now it's just right, so tender, but not mushy. That worked pretty good. I was a little concerned about cooking the pork steak in the rice cooker, because, it cooks on such a high roll and boil when you cook stuff in it, but it didn't. It cooked just right. I mean, it's done. It didn't take long at all, and it browned up nicely. It looks pretty delicious. That was quick. Now, I just threw my onions in a little bit of oil that was left from the pork steak, and I'll cook them up real quick. One thing I forgot that I really like in my rice is red bell peppers, and I forgot to get one. So this is going to be a very simple rice dish, and it's really not fried rice, it's steamed, but it's rice and broccoli and onions and pork steak, and we'll see how it turns out. Oh, I took a little bite. It's so tender and juicy. Yum. Cooked just right. And I put garlic powder, salt, and pepper on it. It's delicious. Now, I cut it up into small pieces, and that'll go in with my rice. Now, my rice is really fluffy and tender. Yum. My broccoli is how I want it, and my pork steak's delicious. I'm going to cut it up. My onions are cooking. So this is a very simple rice dish. You can add whatever you want. If I would have had bell peppers, like I said, I would put them in. You can buy the frozen stir-fried vegetables, and you can steam them in this little container. Anyway, I'll leave links for all these things below. No stove tonight, no big mess, and these things just clean up like a breeze. So easy. Anyway, so tasty. This is for 1, but really, it could probably feed 2. But anyway, my husband's having leftover meatloaf and stuff, and he's really not into rice, and he doesn't eat much of it anyway because he can't. So this is my supper, and it looks pretty yummy. Back soon. This was not quite a half of a pork steak. It's made a lot of meat. Anyway, if you use the bigger rice cooker, which I have a 20 cup, and I have a 32 cup, and I have a 14 cup, you could put a whole pork steak in there and cook it, you know, a big one at a time. So here's the onions. Only took a few minutes. So I have quite a bit of rice left. I'll just put it in a container and save it for another day. And here's my rice dish. I'm missing the red bell peppers, but it'll be okay. And you may think this is crazy, but I like to eat pineapples with rice dishes on the side. And I like the crushed, but my husband got the tidbits, so they're a little tougher, but it'll do. It'll do. And let's have a little taste test of this, shall we? Get a little bit of everything. Well, that's kind of a big piece of meat there. Okay, a piece of broccoli. Some onion. Okay, there we go. There's a perfect bite. Now you can put a little soy sauce on that. And what really goes good is cayenne pepper. A little bit of red pepper or cayenne pepper. A little soy sauce. Delicious. Well, thanks, friends. This is quick and easy. Easy cleanup. Hope you try it. Bye-bye.